Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Behind the Fuse. Today, we're joined by Jesse Raeburn, co-owner of FRP Construction Group. Welcome, Jesse.
Mate, it's good to be here, Jack. Thanks for having me on.
No worries. Thanks for coming on. So I guess we'll start off. We'll take it back to your childhood. Who was Jesse before all the success when he was growing up as a little tucker up in the Goldie, I believe it was?
Yeah.
Give me a rundown.
Born and bred on the Gold Coast. Lived there till I was 22 years old. Like every young kid, every young boy, just adventurous, getting into trouble, riding push bikes, dirt bikes, surfing, bodyboarding, just honestly, just a bit of everything. The Gold Coast is probably one of the best places you can grow up as a kid, especially because that's 25, 30 years ago when I was growing up there. And it's just, there's so much to do. The hinterland's right there. The ocean's right there. It's really a kid's playground, even an adult's playground now. It's just, it was a great spot to grow up.
A crazy spot, eh?
It's mental. It's the Miami of Australia on the Gold Coast.
Yeah. What was something that happened when you were younger that shaped the person you are today? That you could think of, a moment in time that really shaped who you are and how you think?
I didn't really have a lot of people I looked up to growing up. I wasn't really into business or there wasn't podcasts or anything like that growing up. So it wasn't like I was sort of looking to aspire to be anyone. I worked with my dad when I was younger. I did my first trade apprenticeship working with him every day and just saw him my whole life. He would get up at 6, get up at 5, 4, go to work 10, 12-hour days. He was just grinding his whole life. Had great work ethic, and they were just super supportive and encouraging of me. When I was younger, if you want to do anything, you can be whatever you want to be. Don't let someone tell you that you can't do something. And then along the way, growing up, obviously you have a lot of jobs when you're younger and before you start your career, and they just supported me in everything I wanted to do. So I was really fortunate. And my parents are still together today.
Amazing.
Which is pretty amazing. There's not a good success rate for marriages lasting, but I think they've been married for, 35 years or something. They've been together for 40 years. The family home we've been at is it's 20 years. So it's nice that, I can go and be adventurous and there's always a place to call home.
Yeah, always a home base that you can go back to.
Yeah. Which I think, it's a bit like a safety net or something, when I take these risks, it's if everything went wrong, well, mum and dad are still there. They're still at home.
It's funny you say that because that's the way I think as well, running my business. It's at the end of the day, if everything does go arse up, at least you've got that home base to go back to and you don't need to stress in a way. And it's always good just to go back and remember where you've came from as well in a way.
Yeah, I love it.
Awesome.
They're not in a position to help financially, but they're definitely in a position to help with support and encouragement.
Yeah.
And, still got the family house. So it's really nice to go back there.
Massive. Was there any moments in time where you knew you wanted to be something bigger in life and you wanted to go all in with following your goals, etc., like going on the block, for example, from transitioning into real estate and then starting your company today? Was there moments in time throughout everything you've done where you knew you wanted something bigger?
Yeah, well, there was a key moment. I remember when I was doing I finished my apprenticeship and I was working for a big company and I wanted to become a supervisor. I wanted to get off the tools. And the boss at the time is awesome, very successful guy. He was probably someone I looked up to because, I didn't know many successful people. He had a business with 250 employees, which is pretty big for a subcontracting company.
Huge.
I asked him to be a supervisor. He said no. He goes, look, it's not that you're not good enough. He goes, you're just too young. So we're working on, we were doing one project. It was $1.5 billion build, a hospital. He's like, how can I put you on this project? It's just, you're just too young. People won't respect you enough to listen to you.
Yeah.
So then that was sort of a catalyst for me to go, all right, well, I'm going to go and start my own business then and just work for myself because I know I've got the skills and the work ethic.
Yeah.
And if I work for myself, it doesn't matter how young I am. So I moved to Mackay and started a business up there, floor and wall tiling. And it was very funny because the things my previous boss said to me, you're too young, that happened within the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The supervisor turned up because I was subcontracting to someone and he's like, man, I don't want this guy on my job sites. He's got long surfy hair. He looks super young. I don't want him tiling our houses. Anyway, ended up proving myself to them within a few months. They gave me a chance to tile a big house on my own, did that. became a principal contractor for them, ended up doing all their display houses
Amazing.
and all their like Lux builds.
Yeah.
They were probably, at the time, they were building 150 houses a year. And so I started doing all their display homes, which was great. So I was up there for 3 years and then just sort of, I don't know, I was living in Mackay and it's a great place to sort of visit.
It's a pretty tropical spot.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I was kiteboarding every day. I had a road bike. Like we'd go to Airlie Beach was our playground. But I just sort of got to the point where I was like, all right, well, is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? You know, like I'm 24 years old. I had an opportunity to get a big contract and I was like, if I take this big contract, I'm going to be in Mackay for the next 10 years because I'll grow to a point where like I can't leave.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Always wanted to do real estate. So I had a gap year. I went traveling through Central America and the United States for like 6 months. It was really cool.
Yeah.
I found a Spanish school in Mackay. So before I went to Central America, I did like 3 months of night school learning Spanish so I could have a better experience. And then, when I was over there was like the one thing that sticks in my mind. I was listening to, I was on Facebook, a video came up and it was Jim Carrey.
Yeah, okay.
Talking about like comedy and, because everyone's like, don't be a comedian. Like you're not going to make it. You're not going to make any money. You're just going to be traveling around like a bum, doing shows, not getting paid.
Yeah.
And like everyone was trying to talk him out of being a comedian. And he tells a story of how his father, had dreams and aspirations, wanted to be a comedian as well, didn't end up doing it, had a family, took a safe job as an accountant because that's the thing you're supposed to do. And then he eventually ended up losing the job as an accountant. He ended up losing the house. And so his moral of his story and what he said was, he goes, I realized then that you can fail in life doing something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So you might as well take a chance and do something that you love. I was on a bus at the time traveling from Guatemala to like Honduras and I'm watching it on the bus. I had like tears in my eye and I was like, I'm not going back to Mackay. I'm going to chase my dream. And if I fail, but I'm at least going to give it a go because that's what I really want to do. And that was like a pivotal moment to me being like, all right. So that was it. I literally, when I got back from traveling, I come home and mum and dad are like, oh, awesome. Like, you're moving back to the Gold Coast. I'm like, nah, I'm going to Melbourne.
Going to Melbourne. Yeah.
And they're like, you've only been home for like a day. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but I've figured out, like, I really want to do it. I'm going to take the chance and move to Melbourne. So yeah, that was like 10, almost 11 years ago now. I was 25 years old when I moved down. I'm like 35 years old now. So yeah, big risk, but kind of working out. It's kind of working out.
No, awesome. What was one of those moments like in private that was one of the hardest points of your life, like going through everything you've gone through? Because from the outside, it's easy to look at your life and it looks pretty successful.
Yeah.
But was there any moments in time where you're like, fuck, I don't know if this is going to work out, sleepless nights, etc.?
Oh, definitely. When I started in real estate, that was probably the hardest 12 months of my life because I had my own business when I was 22 years old.
Yeah.
Like at the time, like, I was doing $200,000 a year and I was just working for myself. And like for a 22-year-old, that was like, that was a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
Like so I did that for 3 years. I saved a heap of money, which allowed me to have like an entire year off work to go travel Central America. And then starting in real estate, I went from earning a lot of money to having no income for a whole year, still had a house, like a mortgage I was paying, car loan, rent. And then I went from earning, good money to earning like $26,000 a year.
Yeah, which is a pretty big change.
It was a big change, yeah. So I had to change like my entire lifestyle. And yeah, like the first couple months, like in it, I'm like, all right. I convinced myself I wasn't going to earn money for a year. I just told myself that you're not going to earn $1 for a full year.
Yeah.
So don't get upset about it. That sort of was my coping mechanism, as opposed to like, I think a lot of people like start a new career and they're like, I'm just going to set the world on fire and make heaps of money. I just told myself, don't lie to yourself. You're not going to earn money for a year. And that sort of like helped me get through. But yeah, like I was with a girl at the time, we split up. So I went from earning really good money to having my own business to then living in a new city, living in a 1-bedroom apartment on my own with all this debt that I had to service and not earning any money. So that was a pretty hard like 6 months.
Yeah.
When I say hard though, I don't know. I don't think anything, I'm pretty optimistic and positive. I think like everything happens for a reason. And you can't really grow or get better if you just breeze through life without taking risk or going through any adversity.
Yeah.
because like life is a lot harder now than it was then, just because I've got business, I've got 3 kids, I've got mortgages, rent. So yeah, I think that, you know, going through those hard times of financial ups and downs sort of prepares you for when you really need to put your head down and get on with it.
And get going. Yeah. No, amazing. Let's move over to the block. What was the moment where you decided you wanted to go on the block? Because honestly, growing up, I used to watch you on the TV. It was like the family thing. We used to watch the block, and one of the best seasons anyway. What was the moment where you're like, I'm going to go on the block, give that a crack, and build a public image for myself?
Yeah, that was like when I started in real estate. I remember talking to someone. I was like, I'm going to get on the block. I applied for the block twice before. Like as soon as I turned 18, I applied for the block. I applied again a couple of years later, and then obviously went and did my own thing. So when I moved to Melbourne, I was like, look, I'm in Melbourne. The block's in Melbourne. I'm going to get on the block. I didn't say I'm going to try. I said I'm going to get on the block.
Yeah.
And where I was working in real estate at the time was on Fitzroy Street in St Kilda. The block had just bought the Gatwick, which was literally 50 meters from my office. So I was like, thank you, God. It feels like all the stars are aligning. Like this is my opportunity to actually get on the show. So for like, 6 months, I just hustled. I was going to networking events, asking to meet the producers. I tried to sell them a development site for like $15 million so I could meet the producer. And that's how it happened. I actually ended up meeting the producer because I was trying to sell this property. And, he's like, Jesse, it's $5 million overvalued. I said, I know it is. He goes, I'm not going to pay that much. I said, yes, you are. I said, you're the worst developer in Melbourne. Everyone knows it. You always spend more money on the land and the build, but you make all your money in advertising. And so that made like a good impression with him. He kind of liked, I had a bit of a personality, and we had a bit of a laugh about it. And so he goes, how would you like to be like on the block as a real estate agent? I was like, yeah, well, what can you do for me? So he ended up literally the next day I got a phone call from 2 contestants. He said, look, I've met this real estate agent. He introduced me to them, ended up being the agent for Courtney and Hans, selling their house, which was like incredible. And then from there, like I applied for the block at the same time. So while I was a real estate agent on the block, I'd done the application, applied to be on the show. We were doing an open day. I was talking to Shelley and Scotty, and I said to my mate Brendan, who I was working with, I was like, hey, look, if you see Julian, you have to tell him that I've applied for the block to be a contestant. He's like, why don't you tell him? I'm like, I can't tell him. If I tell him, everyone wants to be on the block, right? I said, it has to be like a bit inconspicuous. It needs to come from someone else. And that's what happened. So Brendan goes to Jules, says, hey, look, do you know Jesse's applied? He goes, no, why didn't he tell me? Then Julian came up to me, started talking and said, oh, I heard you applied to be on the show. And I said, oh, mate, who's told you? It's so embarrassing. Oh, he shouldn't have said anything. And he's like, no, it's all right. Like, why do you want to be on the show? I said, mate, I've been the biggest fan of the block since I was 14 years old. Watched the first season in Bondi. I've applied twice. This is the 3rd time I've applied. I just love to be a part of it. And yeah, from there we ended up being very fortunate. And that is, how we got on the block to be a contestant. Yeah. It's a long time ago now. That was 2019. So it's like 7 years ago.
A while, hey.
It's a long time ago, yeah.
How did you feel like, obviously not being known in the public to all of a sudden just being thrown in the public image and being able to be judged by people who watch the show? How was that to deal with for you guys? Is it something that come naturally, or was it a bit of a challenge?
Yeah, well, I guess I wasn't really big on social media before the block, and the block create a social media account for you.
Yeah.
And it's a very strange feeling because when you're filming the block, we filmed for 14 weeks. You haven't seen what they're going to air. Like, you don't know what parts are going to show, the good parts, the bad parts, the ugly parts when you're sad. So you watch it. We watch the block with the public when they watch it. We have no heads up about what's going to come. So I'm watching it, with my friends and my family, and you're sitting there and then all of a sudden something would happen on the TV and you're just like, oh God, that just doesn't look good. And then your phone just starts blowing up. And obviously social media can be pretty brutal. So you just get like heaps of like really bad comments. And for the first 6-7 weeks of the show, I was really painted as a villain. Yeah, which was surprising because I got along with all the contestants. I got along with all the crew, got along with all the trades. Like I had so much fun actually filming the block, even though it was hard. But then when you watch it, obviously they choose what they're going to put on air. And they want ratings. And so it's typically like controversial or they'll leave things out. Yeah. So it was a different experience. Like I didn't really bother me when people were like having a go at me, because I'm like, man, I know who I am. I know the type of person I am. I've got my friends, my family. None of them are going to watch this and change their opinion about me. Like they all know who I am. So to get upset about what strangers think of you is just like so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. And to be honest, like I have personally never left like a negative comment or criticized someone online. I've just never done it. You just look at it and you go, oh, that person's an idiot. You just move on, right?
Keep going.
You don't want to waste your energy. Keep scrolling. So I think you have to be a pretty special person to go out of your way to constantly like just leave negative comments or say negative things. So that's sort of like how I cope with it. I'm like, man, these people have a lot worse things going on in their life. My life's amazing. I got a great partner.
Yeah.
Got an unbelievable experience. We're going to win some money, hopefully. You know, family's good, life's good. There's nothing someone could say to upset me.
Yeah.
But there's a couple times, like a lot of people started getting like real nasty towards Mel, like leaving comments.
Okay. How did that affect you?
I hated it because I can.
Yeah, you can shell from it.
I can, you know, shoulder the burden. Like it doesn't really affect me. But like, yeah, when they started like being like mean to Mel, that sort of upset me.
Yeah.
So I was on Instagram a lot more, just going through and like just deleting like the horrible comments.
Oh, true. So Mel didn't see them.
Yeah, so Mel didn't see them. But sometimes she saw like, she'd see a couple of them and she'd like looked at it and then she exited out. She went back in. She's like, "Did you delete that comment?" I'm like, "Yeah, the guy's what an idiot. Like, why would you say something like that?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, thanks for that." I was like, "Nah, it's all good." But she didn't really go on social media a lot either.
Yeah, okay,
she wasn't really big on Instagram at the time. And but yeah, like at the start of it, you don't have control of your page at the very start like they do. And so, yeah, like they post things that you don't really want to post. And
yeah, what did you find like going through that? Obviously having someone control your personal brand for a period of time.
Yeah, for a period of time.
Like,
yeah, it's a bit frustrating.
Yeah.
Because you like to be in control of like every situation.
Yeah.
But it didn't last for that long a period. And you sort of just, like so many things with the block, man, like there's so many things that happen that you're not happy with.
Yeah.
But just don't let it upset you because you cannot control it.
Yeah.
Like I get through life with a positive and optimistic outlook. And I very rarely worry about things.
Yeah.
Because if I can control something, I'll worry about it and I'll do something to, get the outcome I want or to stop something from bad happening. Like if I can control it, I'll worry about it and I'll sort it out.
Yeah.
But if there is something out of my control, I just do not worry about it at all.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing I can do about it. Like
exactly.
But I find a lot of people do, oh, what if this happens? I'm like, why would you even worry about like what if?
Yeah.
Like there's a million what ifs. Just like they just put so much more stress on yourself and anxiety for something you cannot control. So that's how I sort of view the block. I can't control what people say online. I can't control the edit. All I can control is how I behave on the show and the effort that I put in.
Yeah. And
towards the end of the show, like a lot of people really came around and started supporting me because they saw that I was such a hard worker and they kind of got to know my personality. Because if you've ever worked on a building site before, a lot of blokes and some girls now will relate to this. Like the banter is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, of
like
course.
You're just like punching jokes at each other all day. If somebody does something stupid, everyone lets them know about it. And it's just to sort of keeping up morale, like it makes the job site a lot more fun. So I took that same approach into the block and I was just like having banter with everyone, especially a lot of the trades, Keith and Dan, Scotty. Yeah. But yeah, it didn't really come through on the TV at the start. So I got a bit of a bad rap.
How did you build confidence within yourself? Like, because obviously like you sit here today and like the way you speak, the way you present yourself online, like you're such a confident person, but I definitely know like starting out, that wouldn't have always been the case. So
yeah, it's funny,
Or was it natural?
I think I've always been pretty just outgoing and pretty confident. But I also, if I do something, like I want to be good at it. Like I really want to, I want to be the best that I can be. I know there'll always be someone better, but I want to be the best I can be. So if I put in the work, train, I know that I'll be the best that I can be. Like an example, when I was like before COVID, I really wanted to get to a single digit handicap in golf.
Yeah.
And I was only playing a couple times a week. And I'm like, well, the only way I'm going to get better is by putting in the work. So for a 12-month period, I went to the driving range twice a week. I was playing once or twice a week. This is before kids. And I got my handicap down from 16 to 9.
To 9.
Yeah, so because I wanted to, we were playing golf with all of our mates, and I wanted to beat all of my friends. I just wanted to beat everyone.
Just be the best.
I just wanted to be the best. I was really good at pool when I was growing up. And we used to go to, pubs and would drink and would play, play for drinks. And so I'd often go out and not have to buy a beer, which was pretty cool. But the same thing, like I grew up with a pool table.
Yeah, true. So you had that little bit of edge on them.
Yeah, already. I had that edge, but it was the same. I was I was playing pool since I was 5 years old, and my dad's a really good pool player. So I would carry a bucket around the table with half a pool cue, and I would play my dad from when I was 5. And I would practice. Like him and I would only play maybe once a week because he's working and everything else. But I would play every day because I wanted to get to a point where I could beat my dad.
Beat your dad.
And I was 8 years old, and I played a brilliant game. I finally beat him. But I just felt like he wasn't trying as hard.
Yeah.
And I got so upset. I was like, you let me win that game. Like, this is ridiculous. It doesn't count. And he's going, Jesse, you beat me. I was like, nah. And so from then, I would just practice twice a day. I'd just play pool for hours and hours and hours on it. There was one day my mate and I got sent home from school when I was 17 years old.
Yeah.
We used to start at 8 o'clock. So by 8:30, I got sent home. By 8:30, I was at home, called a mate. Hey, I got sent home from work, from school. Do you want to come play pool?
Yeah.
He got there at 9 o'clock, and I had to go to work that afternoon. I was supposed to start at 4 o'clock, but we played 50 games in the day. And I called the work and said, hey, I'm really sorry. I've had to stay back late at school. I can't start till 5. So I played pool from 9 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock at night. 50 games of pool in a day. I won 46. He won 4. But it was just, that's what it's like. I think, confidence, can come, naturally. I think I've always been a confident person. But at the same time, if you want to be good at something, if you put in the work, and you're improving and you're getting better, that is what builds confidence.
Yeah, of course. So obviously confidence for you then wasn't something that was built through watching mindset videos on YouTube and stuff like that, for example. It's through actually going out there, putting the reps in and keep doing the work until you just got to a level where confidence was just there. There was no reason not to be confident.
That's right. If you put in the work, you train, you know that you're improving, you get more confident.
Of course.
I played pool, I rode dirt bikes, I surfed, I started kiteboarding, I played golf, all of those things. It wasn't, I was probably like every young boy, a little bit athletic, but it wasn't like I was gifted and brilliant at anything. I just knew that if I wanted to get better at it, I had to put in the work. And then by putting in the work, I'll become confident. And now I still play a bit of golf. I try to play once a month now.
Yeah.
It's hard with 3 kids, but I still try to play once a month. And, I'm confident that I'll go out and every time we'll play, I'll beat my mates. Because I know that I put in the work when I was younger that, even though I'm not playing as often, I've still got a little bit of skill there to go out and have a really good round.
Of course. No, that's amazing. Is there any parts of your life that that people see from the outside and give you a bit of grief on or put their opinion in, but they don't understand everything that's actually happening in your life? For example, obviously you've got 3 kids, you've got a family, all that stuff, and it's easy to look at your life and see everything you do, but people don't see that home life you've got as well. You've got such a good family, but you've got such a hectic life as a whole. You're always out there working, and then when you finish work, you got to go home and be there as a father. So I guess as a father, as Jesse, is there anything people see from the outside where they'd probably be like, oh, that doesn't look like that for who Jesse actually is as a person?
Not really sure. I think like everything on, I guess social media from people's outside perspective looking in, it's like you see a lot of people who are successful and a lot of people say, oh, they had it easy or it come to them, but they don't see the 10 years of hard work that goes into it. Or they see them driving a nice car or maybe playing golf and think, oh, they're never working. But the reality is they're starting before the kids get up. They're spending the morning with the kids. They're working all day. They're putting kids to bed and then they're working all night.
Yeah.
There are so many of my mates that I know who are pretty successful and have their own business, and they all operate the same way.
Yeah,
they'll wake up early in the morning to do work in the morning. Yeah. Some of them, if they're lucky enough, will get to see the kids before they go to work. They work all day. They'll be home at night for dinner, and then they're literally working all night.
Yeah, okay.
The other night, I just had so much sort of quotes and admin and proposals. I had to get ready for a couple of big meetings, and I just couldn't sleep. So, I was doing work, put the girls to bed. I was doing work from 8 o'clock till like 11, went to
Yeah.
bed, had insomnia, got up again at 1 o'clock and just worked through like all through from 1 a.m. in the morning until 6 o'clock I left to work. So I was like, I just have to get this done, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So I think, yeah, behind every person who's like having a little bit of success, like there's an unbelievable amount of hard work goes into it. Yeah. That's why like any negativity that comes your way, like you know yourself, like if you're
there's no time for it.
There's no time for it, man. And I'm pretty fortunate now because it was a while ago since I was been on the block and I don't have as big a public profile as I used to. All of our comments are like positive now. Like no one's leaving negative comments. Even if we post something a little bit controversial, almost everyone is like positive or they'll just keep scrolling. Like we're not like important enough that they're going to like say anything.
Say something about it.
Yeah, they're not going to say something about it. But yeah, my life is busy, you know. I think I was filming last year, like, you know, 2 TV shows.
Yeah.
Starting a business. The business was like, we started a building company 2 years ago now. And for the first year of it, I was still working full-time in real estate.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that? How you found balance in the times of working real estate and then obviously starting FRP at the same time? Like, did you find your business partners were a huge help in you being able to work in real estate as well as working with FRP and building up the business? Or
yeah, definitely. Like I couldn't have started a building company without having a couple of business partners.
Yeah.
Like it just would have been impossible because different to when I was younger and I was only had to worry about myself. Like when we started the building company, like, you know, I already had, you know, my oldest daughter, Chloe.
Yeah.
Like she was like probably like 18 months old at the time when we started the building company. Mel was already pregnant with our second child. Like I had a home, I had a mortgage, car, like everything that comes with life. So yeah, I couldn't just stop real estate to start building.
Yeah, of course.
So it was great. Like my business partners, Ben and Jay. Jay went full-time FRP. He's a chippy by trade.
Yeah.
And I was pretty fortunate. I just through selling houses, like a lot of people I talk to are wanting to build or renovate. So the first like 2 good jobs that we did were all past real estate clients. And they loved it. So yeah, amazing. For the first 12 months, I was able to find work because of my real estate clients, keep networking, meeting other people.
Yeah.
While Jay was like full-time working for the building company. And now like it's going well. Yeah. So I've been full-time now in the building company for 12 months. So there's 2 of us who are working full-time FRP.
Yeah.
And a third business partner, hopefully who'll come in, you know, in like 12 months or something as we start to get bigger. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. It's been definitely a learning curve. Like I'm not a carpenter by trade, but I've built a few houses and I have a real keen eye for detail.
Yeah.
And my strength is really like similar to real estate, like building relationships with people, negotiating, trying to keep everyone happy. And I have a pretty good eye for detail and just dealing with people like in general. I think, you know, everyone wants to work with people that they like. Pretty simple. Yeah.
Of course.
So if you can build good relationships with trades, like we have fantastic relationships with all our trades.
100%. Even working with you just on the video side of things, like I come on the job site, I feel so appreciated by you as well. And like I see it across the board with everyone who you talk to on site as well. You treat everyone so fairly, have a good laugh with everyone. I noticed on your job sites, because in the building industry, it's a big thing as well. Like there can be so much negative banter. And I feel like when I come on your site, there's none of that. Everyone's included. Everyone's applying themselves in a great way. And it just looks like an awesome place to work, to be honest. And there's a lot getting done.
Mate, it is. Every time a subby rocks up on our site, because we've worked with them quite a few times now, like they all say the same thing. They're like, man, we love working on your sites. Like they're all clean. We've got like fridge, smoko room set up. Yeah. Everybody gets along. When there's a problem, it's like, oh, well, can we fix the problem? Yeah, we can fix it. I'm like, well, it's not a problem then. Like it's just a mistake and we'll sort it out. So we don't make a big deal about things. We pay all of our bills on time, if not before they're due, because we know what it's like. You know, we've all been subcontractors before as well. There's nothing worse than chasing money.
Yeah.
And we just, I don't know, like things are going to go wrong on a building site. There's a million things happening. There's like 50 subcontractors you're relying on. So things are going to go wrong, but it's how you choose to deal with the problem that depends on whether it's going to be like a small issue or like a really big issue.
Or a major issue.
Or a major issue, yeah. So I don't see the need in like getting upset with people and yelling at them as a way to make the situation better. It's only going to make it worse.
Of course.
Because nobody wants to make mistakes either.
Yeah, exactly. Once you realize that as a person, when you've got a team of people, it makes life so much easier for you in your role. Like it would be easy for you to, like, if something big happens, to crack the shits with it. But if you deal with it in a positive way, it makes everyone else's life, including your own, easy, because then you're not wasting time having an argument with someone, for example.
100%.
It just makes it much smoother.
And there's so many things like going on in my life that like I just feel like I don't want to give the energy to getting like angry or upset about something. Just go, all right, that's happened. How do we fix it? I enjoy much more trying to figure out a problem a solution to the problem and solving it than I do by getting upset about it.
Yeah, of course.
I had one yesterday. The cabinet maker called me. This can't be done. That can't be done. It's not going to work. It's impossible. And I was like, all right, then. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put the ceiling in first. You deliver the cabinets on site, plain MDF, and then we'll mark it and you take them away, route it, and we'll paint it.
Yeah.
And he goes, man, that's a great idea. I was like, all right, awesome. See ya. I was on the phone for under a minute and he's come with this massive problem and we'll solve the problem. He's like, thanks, mate. That's awesome. And he's just like, and the problem's solved.
Yeah, it's already gone.
Yeah. Rather than me going, what do you mean it can't be done, and getting upset with him and saying, oh, you're useless. It's just like sometimes things, come up, problems need to be solved. And it just, makes life so much more enjoyable.
Of course. What do you think the biggest thing that you're chasing in life is? Like, because obviously you've done so much. Like the past in your life has been so diverse in what you've done, from like the tiling to going on the block to being a real estate agent to now owning FRP. And you're only 35, aren't you?
Yeah, 35.
Yeah, which is crazy that you've already achieved all these things. What's next, and what are you chasing?
Well, when I was younger, like most people, it's like I want to be rich. Yeah, like it's just pretty simple. Like I want to be rich. And then you start thinking like, all right, well, why do you want to be rich as you get older? Well, you don't really want to be rich for the sake of being rich. You want to have enough money that you can live a comfortable life. Yeah. And then now you start having a family, like, the goal is to really be able to build a business that can essentially run itself with minimal like input and just do like supervision, not on the tools. So you can spend as much time with your family and give them a life, that you can be proud of. You don't want them to have to worry about money. So it was funny, like when you're younger, it's probably like, I want to be a billionaire or whatever it is. And now it's like, all right, I want to earn enough money that we can live a great life, have a nice family home. We can go on any holidays we want. And if I don't want to go to work for a week because it's school holidays, then I don't have to go to work for a week. I can just spend time at home. If I want to be able to drop my kids off at school, and pick them up from school, then I can do that, and it's not going to affect our income. Like I don't answer to anyone. I can work my own hours, go do whatever we want. So that to me is now what success really looks like. So that's why I'm working like harder now than ever. Yeah. That's why I work early mornings and late nights. Yeah. So when, I can pick up the girls from daycare and I can spend the afternoon with them and put my phone on silent. And then when they go to bed, I'll do admin. And so like, I'll run off like 4 or 5 hours sleep, but I love spending time with them. So people are like, you must be tired. And I'm like, well, I'm not tired because I'm doing exactly what I want to do. Exactly what I want to do. I heard something the other day. It's funny, like you said before, there was no motivational videos growing up. It just like wasn't a thing. You just self-determined. You see so many motivational videos now. And I saw a ripper the other day and the guy was like, what a privilege it is to be tired from the work you've always dreamed of doing. Yeah, of course. I was like, man, that statement hit me, and I was like, I've saved it in my phone. I listen to it probably like once a week. So I was like, yeah, when you do get tired, like what a privilege though. You're tired doing the work you've always wanted to do. You're tired because you've created a life that you want to live. So don't be upset about it. Don't get angry like I'm overwhelmed. Just be like so grateful that you are able to do what you want to do.
Able to do, what you want to do, as you just said. No, amazing. Well, this one's a short one today, but thanks for coming on, Jesse. It was a pleasure to have you on. And do you want to give yourself a little shout out across the socials and what FRP?
Yeah, sure.
FRP does.
Yeah. So thanks for listening. Great to talk to you, Jack. Head over to Instagram, frp.group. Give us a follow. Obviously, Jesse and Mel Block is our main Instagram page. But yeah, if you're looking at building or renovating, like we're pretty good at the period extension renos. Haven't built a house, like a new contemporary house yet. They're all renovations. I'd love to do that because I think that'd be pretty easy. But yeah, we love it, man. We're easy to deal with. We get along with all our clients, and so far it's turning out pretty good.
Yeah, no, amazing. And if you need any videos or social media content done, guys, hit up Fuse Collective Media across the socials. I'm more than happy to help you out. Thanks for coming on, Jesse.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.